Welcome to part three. I'm joined by James. Women love him. Men want to nick his remapped wheelchair. Uh, have a bit of a laugh with James. He's all right. He's a down to earth kid. Uh, is this James here? James, where are you? He's probably gone to the kitchen. There you are. Here's James. I was just saying, women
Yeah,
love you. Men want to nick your wheelchair.
they do, mate. They do.
Remapped.
They have a job. It's 10 stone dead weight.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. And I can still have a row, mate, even though I'm sat down in that. So if you want to nick it, be prepared to die, mate, because I'm not fucking walking
Go
free
on,
anymore.
James. Fighting talk, man, from James. Intense beef.
Intense beef. It's more like fucking uncooked mince, mate, rather than intense beef. But
Uncle
yeah.
man. Fucking spam.
I know, yeah.
Spam with brown HP sauce. Bit of Lurpak
Yes.
and cedar brown bread. Yes, please.
Sounds lovely, that.
It does, mate. It does. Your man, Big MALC. What's Big MALC up to lately?
I don't know. He's impressing everyone with his glasses, isn't he?
His bins are ginormous. Why does Big MALC wear them ginormous bins? Tell me. You know, the only
Because,
person I've ever seen any with that big is Auntie Elton when he did Rocket Man, when he sang Rocket
nah,
Man.
Harry Hill, mate. Harry Hill.
Harry
Um,
what?
Harry Hill.
Harry what? Who's
Yeah,
gonna win, Ben
everyone.
or Eubank?
Eubank. In a sensible, if it all goes right and there's no pantomime, if it's not scripted, Eubank stops him.
Oh.
There's a reason why, because Boring Ben, Adrian Mole, he come out. Like I watched an interview with him and Carl Frodge. Did you see that?
Oh,
Uh, Ben Shalom and Carl Frodge. He was on Carl
Ben,
Frodge's channel. Yeah,
when
and
was that?
yesterday, I believe.
What's he saying, Adrian Mole?
Well, he was saying, right? He went, I've looked into this extensively, and we can actually have the bet. We can have the £1 million bet. I've been to the betting commission about it and all that. Uh, the fact he probably has done that because he's a bit boring, but he has got a law background, Ben Shalom. So I
Eddie's
can
not going to put
appreciate.
money on Conor Ben to beat Eubank. He's not stupid. I know he's his
No, but
promoter.
yeah, exactly. That's the point I'm
Not
making,
going to
though.
do it,
That's
man.
the
The weight disparity is too much.
yeah.
It wear him out, man. After 6 rounds, man. Honestly,
No, but that's the point I'm making. He would have known. Hearn's not behind the door. He
no,
probably would have known what Shalom's talking about there, and he's just using an excuse. He's not gonna, after 2 years of backing his boy, he's not gonna turn around and you know put a bet on when he knows he's gonna lose, is he?
no, they're not going to do it, are
Definitely
they?
not. No,
But no, Eddie's not going to put money on his guy where his
this
mouth.
guy's
Going to put
shit.
money where his mouth is because they're like, look, we just want our investment. We'll be happy to get a mil on top of it all. But because he's not going to win out, right? He's not won anything. He's 29, isn't he? September.
Yep.
Right? He's not won anything yet, right?
Yeah.
And they're thinking, wow, we could turn this into something really big, where they're going to get more than a couple of mil out of that job.
They could have done it if they'd have kept the steroids under wraps, but
Oh,
someone
they
fucked
were
up,
all
didn't
in
they?
on that, weren't they? Calla, Eddie, all of them were up to no good on that, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Um, That Dr. Usman, I mean, he's got a lot to answer for. He's shy, and he? How many people have on his watch? How many people have failed?
Or do you mean how many people have failed who's got him on the profile?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, how many people are pissed off who have, it's later turned out they were associating with Dr. Usman?
There's a few, isn't there? I mean, his pal.
Yeah,
He's me pal. He's me pal. He's a pal of mine.
is he an agent provocateur? Is
No,
he
that
trying to
were
bring down
oh,
boxing from inside? You know,
I don't know what's going on with that one, that husband dude, but
Mm.
it's all a bit smelly, James, if you ask me.
Hmm.
Very, 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 very smelly.
Yep.
Right, Roberto Smith, Charlie Giles, out there, guests of Turkey. What could they possibly offer Turkey?
Well, nothing. The establishment, the boxing establishment has been shown that they can't offer Turkey anything. So, you know, a couple of dried up ex pros who, don't really have any teeth in terms of any sort of punishment or anything like that. Because they haven't really got any teeth. If Chris Eubank had turned around and gone, look, I'm not paying the 100 grand. You can fuck off. I'll sue you because you don't seem to have done anything about protecting me from Conor Ben. Like they would have backed down. Do you know what I mean? He can't offer. They can't offer him anything. They're just a little. They're a little organisation in a little hut in Cardiff or wherever they're based. It's a shame, really.
Yeah, it is. Do you think they'll give Gary Sykes his belt?
No, because it's a matter of principle.
They gave
If they,
Denzel Brown his belt, didn't they? Area belt he won 30 odd year ago.
yeah, but do you know what? If they give Gary his belt, it means that that's Roberto Smith admitting that he was wrong, and they're not going to do that. They're not going to do it. So unfortunately for Gary, who, my heart bleeds for him. I want him to get it. I want him to get his dues. I remember at the time when, and I'm sure we've discussed this before, but when he was really going through it with his bipolar, and I had him on Facebook at the time. I haven't really got anyone on Facebook anymore. It's a load of crap. But he was doing the 1,000 burpee challenge, and people close to me have had bipolar, and everyone was egging him on and saying, "Oh, this is great, this Gary," and it's like, no. And I put a comment on like saying, "Stop encouraging him. The man's unwell. He needs help," and he was sectioned.
Who was
And
second?
Gary, Gary
Gary
Sykes,
Gary Sykes.
Gary Sykes, yeah, I believe he was sectioned. I know he broke a copper's cheekbone when he was manic, when he had this manic behaviour. I thought, like I say, people close to me have had bipolar, and I've recognised the signs. So when he was doing all that, like he was up doing this 1,000 burpee challenge and just constantly manic and all that, my heart was breaking for him. He deserves everything positive that he can get. Seems like a nice bloke. So do the right thing, Robert Smith, but he won't because it's a point of principle.
Gary Sykes has been put through mill, but it's at least they could do would give him his belt that he's due because Carl Johansson were a defence.
Yep. And
And
he's
you, and you,
even,
and you go going down the rankings like you're supposed to do. If you go through the rules, the green book, you go down the rankings and you see who's available, and then they approve it as a title defense because they're getting paid, aren't they? And then
yeah,
when it comes to it, when he wants his belt outright, they can't honour it. So they clip him on one at fights and look for clauses, but they've tied the sends in knots. It's an admin
it's
error. All they've got to do is correct it and swallow it. Instead of just dragging it on out of a bit of pride or saying, oh, it's out of principle, we have to stick to rules. Bullshit. Let me tell you something about their rules. Tommy Frank fought for a British title after losses.
yeah,
You see where I'm coming from for flyweight or whatever,
hmm,
one at lowest weights when he was Dennis.
yeah,
So it's bullshit, mate. They reinvent the wheel to suit them.
of course I do.
That's why with the hand fines out, every now and then you're getting people are getting hammered with fines. They love that Eubank one. That'll keep them in some free gratis, won't it?
Of course it will.
And that's
But,
them. That's them pinching their little bit at pie, innit?
and they're turning around and saying, we give it to boxers in need. All right, well, that's easily, you could just give it to Ringside Rest and Care. And what the lads are doing, trying to build that care home at the moment, it'd just be easily traceable. You know what I mean? But they're not going to do it, are they? Because all the wives and everybody everybody goes on the trips, and everything's on the slate, and it's got to be paid for. So Chris Eubank's paid for it, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's disgusting. How much does it cost to make a British title belt now?
I don't know. I've heard rumours up to 10 bags because each individual painting in middles and painter bricks, they're all different, aren't they?
Hmm. I've heard they don't use gold in it anymore, though.
What in the painting?
No, in the actual belt, they don't use gold in it anymore.
Oh, well, that's not good, is
So
it?
no, well, this is what I mean. So even more of even less of an excuse for them not to be stingy. Do the right thing.
Yeah, that's all we want to see. Don't let them do the right thing.
Yeah,
Uh, Tyson Fury, is that him finished now, do you think? Or do you think him and Joshua are going to get it on, James?
I fucking hope so. I can't stand him. Him and Joshua again, like Kell Brook and Amir Khan. No interest in it. But I'm different from your average boxing fan because I lose interest, right, when there's nothing to fight for. So as soon as one of them, well, as soon as they both cease to become as soon as they both cease to be world champions, there was nothing to fight for. It was two losers. I was never interested in it. I'm more interested in the competitive nature of the sport and watching, top level opposition. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask, but I've no interest in that fight whatsoever.
I know.
Anthony Joshua's shot to shit, and Tyson Fury's got too much to say for himself, and he will never, in a month of Sundays, beat Alexander Usyk. So the two losers fighting each other.
Yeah, it'd be funny, innit? They won't be fighting for a belt, not at the moment, anyway. And they probably had a $500 million between them out at job.
Yeah, fair play to him. I mean, I'm sitting here being critical, and I do appreciate that. Like I said to you, with me beer belly and me lazy eye, so they've done they've done a hell of a lot better out of boxing than I ever have, and but fair play to them. I just don't want to see them fight when there's no need to. So, like, I can't stomach another round of John Fury giving it the big one. Just can't do it.
John Fury, what happened to him, man? He's just disappeared off a place at Earth like Lord Lucan.
It's because he's a bully, mate. And bullies eventually they get told, don't they? They get told, and I think Turkey said to him, "Listen, you're not coming here ever again."
Has he not
Like,
been back since, Big John?
no, there's not been any. I don't think there's been any misfits fights either, is there?
I wonder if
He's
Big Joe Egan's going to get at it with anybody.
probably not.
There's been
Probably
a
not.
lot of talking going on, isn't there? They want him and Mickey Theo going to have a fight a couple of
Yeah.
months ago. There were posters going up, and
It's
I said it's a load of pony, and everybody went, "No, it's on, it's on." Well, we're into April, a couple of
fucking
days.
fucking Wayne Bridge got in on the act, didn't he? And then that KSI turned around and just started taking the piss out of him because his missus got shagged by John Terry. Like
You
it's
see,
all
do you know what? They'll do anything to sell a fight, won't they?
I know, yeah, but he started crying. Then he was like, "Oh, you're out of order. You're out of order saying that. You're gonna get punched in the face, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's just an absolute joke. The whole thing's an absolute joke. The longer John Fury's out of boxing, the better because he's a scumbag. I felt the same about Billy Joe Saunders as well when he was around. I don't miss any of them. The scum. And it's nothing to do with being a traveller because they like to victimise themselves, don't they? And go, oh, we're travellers and all that. Andy Lee, good as gold. Traveller. Peter Fury, I've never met the man, but I've got friends like do you know Chris Maylett who runs British Boxers?
Yeah.
Well, Aki's like the face of it, but it's Chris Maylett's site. Chris Maylett is one of my best friends in boxing. And he's great friends with Peter Fury as well, and he's got nothing but good things to say
Well, do his
about.
PR, don't they, for him every day?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So it's nothing to do with being being a gypsy or anything like that. If you're a see you next Tuesday, you're a see you next Tuesday, whether you're black, white, Italian, or anything. Just be a decent person. And John Fury's not. It's a bully.
Are you off your soapbox now, James? You've got
I am.
intensity for everybody tonight, lad.
I am. But just Charlie Parsons emailed you.
James, do you want to lay off them cans of skull that you've got there, mate?
I know, mate. I know. Everyone's going to be coming around my house, aren't they?
Hey, Fabio
I'm going to be
Wardley,
going to
what
war.
next for him, James? Fabio.
Fabio Wardley. I mean, they're talking about Pool, haven't they? Which decent in terms of a name, but I've said don't attach a WBA title to it because it means nothing. There's only one WBA champion, and he's in the Ukraine. Um, Fabio Wardley, I like him. I've always liked him. I think it's very good for him that he's in the same camp as Moses Atalma because if he wasn't in the same camp, Atalma would probably beat him. Um, yeah, I just want to. I want to any place he goes in boxing is a bonus, isn't it? Because he shouldn't have really got as far as he has. He was a white collar fighter, so I look forward to every fight with him, and I look with interest. I'd like to see him fight the winner of Dave Allen and Johnny Fisher, to be honest, just to get him out of the sport because I think he'd smash either of them.
Oh, Rhino.
No, I think Fabio Wardley would just smash the pair of them. I like Dave
Oh,
Allen,
Johnny
but
Fisher and Dave Allen.
yeah, I'd like to see the
Fabio,
winner.
they won't be daft enough to take that fight. Fabio would light them up. They'd get lit up.
Yeah, but that's what I would be. That's what I want him to do. I want him to just clear up. I want him to be a cleaner for like the lower levels of the British heavyweight division because he's not going to get past Moses Atalma. So just operate in a nice little mid level, earn your money, and then go off into the sunset. That's what I want to see Fabio Wardley.
Moses the Tarmay, they're saying he can't beat Mike Tyson's record, aren't
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's 20 years old. Like records for DJs. It doesn't matter. You'd rather learn your trade, and he's with the right promoter for that. Frank Warren is he's a maestro when it comes to just building a fighter and getting him there at the right time. Look at Hatton, for example. You know, he fought people like Vince Phillips and that when they were past it, but they still had names. I suppose that's what Fabio Wardley's doing with Pulev, isn't it? But it doesn't need to be a record. Once you win a world title, potentially, you can't go back. So just keep him ticking over, keep him fighting regularly, let him pick up a European title or something, defend it, and then when the time's right, pick up the belts when Usyk leaves because he's not beating Usyk. So, why rush?
they? Yeah. Usyk's the man, isn't he?
Hmm. Yeah, he's my favourite. My favourite sportsman. He's just class. He exudes class. He's one person I wouldn't have beef with on any night. Like he's just absolutely brilliant. And I'm telling you now, like you know, there's not many people that what's that phrase that the kids use, fanboy, when they get a little bit like girly and like, oh, if I met fucking Usyk, I'd struggle to contain myself. I think he's absolutely class, just brilliant. So yeah,
You know what you need to do, you, James?
what?
You need to lay off the old Tizer.
No, you'd get all excited if you met Usyk. I know you would.
What? 'Cause I've got an Usyk hoodie off my mate Paul in Kent.
You lucky bastard.
Yeah, it's a proper one as well.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's from the website. Yeah, it's good. Black and green.
It's making me jealous, mate.
I know. You can get them online, I think. But you do them online. About 100
I
quid.
mean, I'm happy enough. I'm happy enough. I got to see live. I got to see Usyk knock out that gobshite Tony Bellew. So that was I'm happy enough. I can die an happy man in boxing terms.
Okay, well, James, that's about it, really. That's all
Yep,
we've got time for, folks. But we've had an hour with James. Women love him, men want to steal his remapped wheelchair.
they do. Goodbye, Russ.
You
Goodbye.
take
I'll
care.
speak to you
Cheers,
next
mate.
week.
Bye.
Bye bye, mate.
Well, that was James from Essex, now living in Salford. Good luck to him. Nice kid. He could take a bit of banter. And that's it, folks. On Booyaka. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Peace out.